Hi, I'm Dre and welcome to my channel, and get cozy because today we are doing the speed build of my Sim's dream bakery. So I'm playing the Hot Tea Legacy Challenge, and my Sim finally got enough money to open her dream bakery because we were on a reality TV show where we had to go on 7 dates, and then we got like $25,000 as a payout. And oh my gosh, that was the most stressful event I've ever done in The Sims. I almost thought I wasn't going to get the payout. So my Sim Madison, which is the matriarch of my Hot Tea Legacy, is obsessed with Disney princesses and wants to live just like a Disney princess. So that's why she accepted the call that she got asking her if she wanted to be on a reality TV show, because she thought it would be like her own Disney princess movie. So, without her boyfriend's knowledge, they had cameras following around them on their dates, and her boyfriend, Adrian, is married, but she doesn't know that, and she fell in love with him at first sight, and he never told her that he had a wife. So they are later going to break up down the line because, one, he didn't know that he was on a reality TV show and his wife saw it, so she got mad at him, and two, Madison had no idea he had a wife, and she's actually kind of pissed at him for getting into a relationship with her while he had a wife. But currently she's also pregnant with his child, and speaking of children, if she has daughters, she totally wants to name them after Disney princesses. So like Ella for Cinderella, Aurora. Currently I'm liking the name Ella Marie, but I have no idea where Marie would come from when Madison wants to name her kids after Disney princesses. So this is not the layout I stuck with. I mean, the kitchen is basically the same, but I had this huge empty space that I didn't know what to do with. So I expanded the bathroom for the employees later and then made a lounge area for the employees. Also, while building this, it made me realize how much custom content other people use. Currently, I have no build by custom content, but I was looking for these bakery shelves, the ones that you store baked goods on, and I swear they were in the game because I've seen other people use them before. And then it came to me that it was they're probably custom content, and I really don't want to download custom content into my game, or more than I have, because my game already lags really bad. Also, trying to figure out a layout for these tables was such a process. I wanted tables in this bakery because obviously it's a bakery, people can go sit down and eat food, but I don't want them to be in the way of the shelves so people can actually go and buy stuff. And I was like, the tables are just not sitting right. I think I ended up doing 2 outside and 3 inside, but I was getting so frustrated with the tables, and then I ended up putting an umbrella inside the tables, and or for the ones outside, but I'm really hoping it doesn't make them unusable because the umbrellas were actually really cute. The vibes I was going for with this bakery was fairy tale, pink, princessy vibes, which is super easy for me to decorate because that's the style I like in real life. But later down the line, when I do other builds for the other generations, I'm definitely going to go outside my comfort zone. And you know that display case I put on the counter? It randomly disappeared in the middle of my build, and I did not realize it until so much later. It just randomly disappeared. It was so weird. Also, I found a decal for the logo I assigned to our bakery when I was registering it as a small business, so obviously it had to go in our bakery. Also, I replaced our pink striped awnings with these super cute awnings with lights attached to it. Hello? I didn't even know those were in the game. I literally find new things every time I build. Oh, that's when that disappeared. Another thing I really struggled with was trying to figure out what lights to use above the little checkout counter. Currently, I have these little paper lights that I always use. I love these. I put them in every single build, but I realized that they weren't going to work, so I had to find a different solution. I also realized that a lot of this build was a lot of trial and error. I had a little bit of an idea of what I wanted going into it, but I basically made it up as I went, and there was a lot of things that I really liked at the beginning, and then as I continued decorating, I realized I did not like how it looked. This little cork board thing was supposed to keep track of Madison's kids' schedules and stuff, and then I realized it wasn't going to work with the theme. Also, this is the really awkward space that I was trying to figure out what to do with. I ended up scrapping the whole idea and splitting the room into two. Like, I wanted to have one big kitchen and for the back room to be like a janitor's area plus storage area, but not finding those shelves, like the bakery shelves I mentioned earlier, kind of messed up that plan, so I had to go a different route and ended up making the kitchen really small, and then I had a bigger bathroom and then like an area with couches that I will later put in. But I think I like how it turned out. I changed the wallpaper like multiple times, so this like checkered pattern is not what I ended up with. Also, another thing I really struggled with were the curtains, especially in this room. Like, I changed the curtains like 15 million times. I cut out so much footage of me just playing around with curtains. Like, it was crazy. And then when I would get frustrated with the curtains, I would just go off to another room. So that's why it's like so sporadic. Like, every time I got frustrated with something, I would go to a different room. Oh, also, here's where I ended up putting the third table, and I wanted to put some cute little flowers on top of the tables. Also, this is when I noticed that the little display case was gone. I added a second one, so I ended up moving the bigger display case and adding a smaller one, so there's like cookies and cupcakes or whatever's in the first one, and then the second one had like a loaf of bread in it. Also, I was looking for a menu right now, and I was like, crap, is this another custom content thing? But I was able to search up menu. I didn't find exactly what I wanted, but I did find a menu that was in game, so I ended up putting that behind the counter. Also, you might notice how I didn't put a lot of decorations on the walls. The first reason for that was because I didn't have a huge budget, and I still wanted Madison to have some money when I come back and play the game. I think I ended up leaving myself like $6,000 to play with when I was done. The second reason was I play with the walls down, so you're not going to be able to see anything on the walls to begin with. This is when I decided to scrap the idea of having a small bathroom and a janitor's closet slash storage room and just made one big bathroom and a lounge area. Plus, I was also playing with the wallpapers again. I could not make up my mind about the wallpapers. The curtains, I couldn't make up my mind about anything apparently. So we're starting to get to the end of the build. This is when I ended up putting the couches and somehow double clicked and put 3 couches instead of 1. I'm really hoping Madison really likes it because she keeps getting the uncomfortable moodlet for poorly decorated, but that's because her house doesn't look very good. But hopefully she really likes her bakery. I'm really hoping this is her dream bakery. So basically by now all the big stuff is done, and I'm currently just spending money on small decorations that nobody would notice. I kind of do those. So I wanted her bakery to feel decorated and lived in and not just like a really sad looking plain bakery. So there's lots of pillows, there's lots of pink, there's lots of clutter, not a bunch of clutter, enough where I don't spend all my money, but enough that it looks lived in. Anyways, I don't know what else to say about the build, but I am really, really excited to get back in and play another episode because I'm so excited for this baby to be born. Hopefully I left enough money for me to decorate a cute nursery. But I also need to leave enough money to open the small business because apparently you need to pay to open a small business. I've never played with a small business before, so this will be a huge learning curve for me. Hopefully we make enough money from it to have a living. Maybe we have to go back to our little outdoor market to sell goodies if we don't. Thankfully I haven't sold the selling table yet. Oh, and I finally figured out what curtains I wanted to use. It took me so long. The curtains were the first thing I tried to put down, and it ended up being the last thing I put down. Anyways, this is the final bakery. I am super excited of how it turned out. I know there could definitely be a little bit more, but I don't want to spend all of our money in one go because we definitely need some in our bank. I'm actually really excited to show Madison her bakery. Make sure to show this video some love and subscribe so you don't miss any of my Hot Tea Legacy, and I'm gonna go now. Bye!